between these two.
And none by McDavid or Draisaitl.
Oh my God! He's up there again!
Amazing!
What?
He heard you say,
Unbelievable.
and Connor hasn't done anything yet.
He's not supposed to
Say you haven't seen something like that.
November 10th, 2025. Nobody in that building knew they were about to witness history. Nobody ever does. That's the thing about greatness, it doesn't send a warning. It doesn't ask for your attention. It simply arrives, and by the time you realize what you're watching, it's already over, and all you can do is rewind it in your mind for the rest of your life. The Edmonton Oilers were hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets, and on paper, this looked like just another night on a long, grinding NHL schedule. 82 games a year. Thousands of shifts. Millions of small moments that blur together into a season. But some nights refuse to be forgotten. Some nights carve themselves into the record books and never let go. This was one of those nights. The tension started early. This wasn't a blowout. This wasn't easy. The Blue Jackets came to play, and the Oilers found themselves in a dogfight, the kind of game where every single shift matters, where one mistake could swing the entire outcome. And when the gloves came off between Trent Frederic and Matthew Olivier, the crowd knew this game had teeth. This wasn't going to be decided quietly. This was going to be earned. But hockey has a cruel sense of timing. Just when it looked like the game might slip away from Edmonton, Jake Wallman stepped up in the dying minutes and tied it. A gut punch of a moment for Columbus. A lifeline for the Oilers. The game was forced into overtime, into that sudden death 3-on-3 chaos where legends are made and hearts stop with every rush up the ice. And it was Jack Roslovic who delivered the overtime winner, the first of back-to-back 3-on-3 heroics that would follow him into the next game. A wild finish. A complete hockey game. Fights, comebacks, overtime drama. This game had it all. But none of it is what people are still talking about. Because somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, early in the third period, with the game still hanging in the balance, Connor McDavid did something that made every single person in that arena rise out of their seat before their brain even understood why. Let's slow it down. Let's really see it. The puck comes to McDavid in the neutral zone. Just an ordinary moment. A regular transition play. The kind of moment that happens 100 times a game, in 100 different games, across the entire league. Except McDavid doesn't play hockey like everyone else. He doesn't see the ice the way we see it. He sees gaps before they open. He sees hesitation before it happens. He sees fear in a defender's eyes from 30 feet away. He crosses into the offensive zone. It's a 2-on-2 rush, Columbus defenders trailing, thinking they have this under control. Thinking positioning and structure will be enough. They have no idea what's coming. At the top of the face-off circle, McDavid makes his first move. A subtle shift of the puck to his forehand. A small, deceptive lean to the left. It's nothing dramatic. It's barely even a fake. But it's enough. It's exactly enough. Ivan Provorov, a veteran defenseman, a smart, disciplined player, reacts exactly the way he's trained to react his entire career. He closes the gap. He commits to the space. He does everything right. And that's when McDavid disappears. A spin. A full, blinding, impossible rotation. The puck stays glued to his stick like it's obeying gravity from a different planet. Provorov reaches. Grasps. Finds nothing but ice and empty air. In half a second, one of the best defensive defensemen in the league is turned completely inside out, left standing, left frozen, left watching the back of a jersey he can no longer catch. McDavid comes out of the spin with a clean lane to the net. No pressure. No obstruction. Just him, the ice, and the goaltender. Now, most players, even elite players, would take a breath here. Set their feet. Pick their spot. Take that extra half second to line up a shot. McDavid doesn't have time for that. McDavid doesn't need that. Instead, he does something even more ruthless. Coming straight out of the spin, without hesitation, without resetting, he fires a backhand shot on goal immediately. No pause. No mercy. The goaltender, still recalibrating from the spin-o-rama, still trying to figure out where the shooter even is, gets caught completely off guard. The puck doesn't flutter. It doesn't wobble. It rockets, a laser destined for the top left corner, top shelf, right where legends put it. By the time the goaltender's glove reaches up in desperation, it's already too late. The red light is on. The building erupts. It happened in under 2 seconds. 2 seconds that will be replayed for years. Think about what actually happened there. A grown man, one of the most well-conditioned athletes on the planet, was made to look helpless. Not through brute force. Not through some overwhelming physical advantage. But through footwork, deception, timing, and a level of hand skill that shouldn't be legal at that speed. McDavid didn't just beat Provorov. He unmade him for a moment. He turned a professional, a man who has played thousands of NHL games, into a spectator in his own play. And this is where the story becomes bigger than one single highlight. Because hockey has seen spin-o-ramas before. Fans remember Linus Ullmark's shootout spin-o-rama years ago, the one with the fake slapshot that sealed a win for Edmonton. That goal lives in Oilers folklore. It's shown on highlight reels every single season. But McDavid's goal against Columbus doesn't just sit next to that memory. It surpasses it. Because Ullmark's move happened in a shootout, no defender chasing him, no live play pressure, no stakes beyond that single attempt. McDavid did his spin in the middle of a live rush, with a real defender draped on him, in a real, high-stakes third period, in a game the Oilers absolutely needed. That's not showmanship. That's not a highlight built for style. That's a hockey move born out of pure, elite instinct under pressure. And that's the difference between a good player and a generational one. Good players can execute skill moves in practice, in shootouts, in low-pressure moments. Generational players pull them out when the stakes are highest, when hesitation would cost them everything, when the margin for error is razor thin. McDavid didn't wait for a safe moment to be brilliant. He created the safe moment through brilliance itself. By the time the final horn sounded that night, most casual fans were still talking about the fight, still talking about the frantic tying goal, still talking about the overtime winner. All fair. All exciting. All part of a wild, unforgettable hockey game. But ask any Oilers fan, any hockey purist, any scout, any coach who broke down this game frame by frame, and they'll tell you the truth. The moment that mattered most, the moment that will outlive this entire season, was Connor McDavid's spin-o-rama backhand snipe in the third period. It's now been crowned the best Edmonton Oilers goal of the entire 2025-2026 season. Not by a coincidence. Not by popularity. By pure, undeniable hockey brilliance. And here's the part that should genuinely terrify the rest of the league. McDavid isn't some young prospect still figuring out his game. He's already regarded by many as the greatest player of this generation, if not of all time. And he's still finding new ways to make defenders look lost. Still finding new gears. Still adding new tricks to a game that already seemed impossible to top. So the next time someone tells you they've seen it all in hockey, show them this. Show them a captain, in the middle of a chaotic, emotional game, calmly turning one of the league's best defenders into a confused bystander, then burying a backhand top shelf before the goaltender even knew what hit him. This is what separates legends from everyone else. Not just the skill. Not just the vision. But the nerve to attempt something extraordinary in the moment that matters most, and the talent to make it look effortless. Connor McDavid didn't just score a goal that night in Columbus. He created a memory. A moment fans will show their kids one day, hitting rewind over and over, trying to understand how a human being moves like that on ice. The best goal of the season. Maybe one of the best of his entire career. And knowing McDavid, knowing what he's capable of, knowing he's still nowhere near done, this almost certainly won't be the last time we're saying that.